You.
I don't know, but we're live. Hello, everybody. If you're out there and I don't know, would YouTube consider TV land or
I'm not sure myself.
anyway? Welcome to this week's episode of ironically titled "This Week Unloaded." Yay! Okay, enough of that. Tonight, so far, we have Night Strike with us. How are you tonight, Night Strike?
I don't know.
Sound like me?
Yeah, that's what I was going for.
I never know how I'm doing.
Yep, neither do I.
I could be running a fever of 200, and I still won't know how I'm doing. Well, maybe because I wouldn't be alive anymore at that point. That would be kind of on the deadly side, wouldn't it?
Well, that's neither here nor there.
Well, if you're running a fever of that high, you're in a coma or
It,
dead. So,
it's up to you. You know, you're either whatever you want to be. If that's what you
um,
want to be, then go for it. But I don't think it'll turn out well.
if you have a fever of 200, you're well past feeling anything at that point.
Uh,
I don't think the human body can get that hot on its own.
can it?
No, because you'll be dead well before then, so your body would then start to rapidly cool.
Hmm.
So, welcome to science, people. The one thing we never do on this show, but for some reason we just stepped in it. So, what have you been doing this week? Anything special?
I shaved the beard off today.
Hey, you kept telling people you were going to do that.
I did. You know, I just didn't say when, and then I said I'll do it this weekend, and I did it this weekend.
Yeah.
And depending on how much hair you needed, there was enough left over to make a wig. So
I don't know if that's the right type of hair to be making a wig out of, but okay.
that's my point. But you know,
Now you could probably do a Halloween costume beard out of it.
yeah, probably, because I shaved it all off in one piece, which, believe it or not, is very hard to do.
So how much if to shave it off in one piece, you would have had to have been skinning your face.
Well, no, not not the way the beard was.
Mm,
I
yeah,
had a pretty good set of electric razor, so
yeah, but the hair itself is not going to stay in one piece. You put it in a bag, it's going to all separate. The only way that you would
okay.
have it where it would stay in one piece was if you were actually like skinning your face.
Well, I wasn't skinning it. I was just getting it down. Listen, all I know is it was in one piece when I threw it away. So that's it. End of story.
You should have donated it to a charity for Halloween costumes.
Nah, it wasn't worth that.
Oh, I'm sure some clown would have bought it.
Ah, the clown would be right. Yeah. What about you? Anything interesting or new other than your couch?
This couch ain't new. I've had it for a couple of years now. But no, not really.
You're exciting as ever.
Well, ain't nothing new. I mean, I haven't bought anything other than what we already talked about earlier in the week. So it's like, anything new? Well, I got on my One Punch Man T-shirt.
Oh, fancy.
Yeah, yes, my One Punch Man T-shirt.
Master Saitama.
Mm-hmm. It forgot about the banana part though. At the bottom, it goes through the training regimen. It left out eating all the bananas. He did 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, and ran 10 miles and ate a whole bunch of bananas. That was his training regimen.
Every day.
Yep.
That was his training regimen.
Have you seen One Punch Man?
I have seen all the first season. I read it constantly. Yes,
Yeah.
because it's still syndicated right now.
Yeah, they used to show it on Toonami, I think it was. You want me to go left? I'm going right! That was probably the funniest part of the whole series. Because he just goes totally back crazy right there in that scene. I think I just scared the hell out of my wife.
Good, she needs a little scare.
That was a funny show. They never did release season 2 over here, did they?
They did not.
That's okay. Season 1 was pretty much standalone. You didn't miss anything. Isn't like some series where it'll go right into from season 1 into season 2. If you don't see season 2, you miss the whole story, you know?
Right.
Oh, see my Bumblebee?
I did not.
Okay. Yeah, showing Travis this the other day.
Oh.
The Walmart here has been getting a bunch of these recreations, specifically the little ones and Optimus Prime. The problem with the Optimus Prime recreation doesn't come with the trailer.
Then it's not Optimus Prime.
That would be more of a letdown if it was like Ultra Magnus and didn't have the trailer. Because if you remember Ultra Magnus, his trailer became his armor. Or Rodimus, because Rodimus's trailer became part of him too.
Yeah, I suppose.
You know, Optimus's trailer didn't actually become part of him. It just held all his. It was just an easy way to store all his stuff.
Ah, the Sun Snob is here.
Yep.
Hi, fellas.
Hey, Southern. And
How
Cat.
you guys doing?
Hanging out with Rich.
He said, "How are you doing?" Not what are you doing.
Oh, how am I doing? I'm doing all right.
Good. We're actually getting rain here in Raleigh, which is, I haven't seen this in months, except for the last day or two.
Admit it, you love rain.
Oh, I do, because it saves me 4 or 5 hours a day of water, and so, yeah, I'm all over it.
How are you not getting rain? That's all we've been getting.
I don't know. I think we're under the dome, man.
I'm like 2 states away from you, and all I get is rain.
I know, it's crazy. Oh, well.
I'm waiting to see if they even bother opening the public pool this year with all the damn rain. They opened it last year and it was like nobody could ever go because it was always storming.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be in a pool and have it get struck by lightning. I would kind of dampen the afternoon.
Yeah, that was always fun when I worked as a lifeguard when I was in high school. As soon as you open the pool, everybody comes in. All of a sudden, here come the storm clouds. Everybody out of the pool!
Yeah. Oh, well.
And you get little kids. Why? I don't want to get out. Like, you got to get out of the pool. So I swear, even back then, some parents thought we were their babysitters. They would bring their kids, drop them off, and then leave them there.
Yeah.
You have a bunch of 5-year-olds running around the pool with no parental what's the word I'm looking? Supervision.
That was a long time ago, though. I mean, we used to do the same thing. I don't know. I wasn't 5 necessarily, but 10, 12 years old. We
11, 12. Okay. Yeah, I would take my brothers up. My brothers would come up to the pool. I would have to be there early, so they would get in and go. They'd already be swimming before the pool even opened up.
Right. That's pretty cool. But yeah, things have changed. Back when we were kids, you could wander your neighborhood and everything else, and as long as you're home a little after dark or in time for dinner, or whatever the case may be,
Yeah, you put 10 miles on your bike in a day.
Oh man, no kidding. I remember when I first let me see I don't know what I was, maybe 10 or something. I got Huffy Thunder Road. It was this all black bike, and my dad put turn signals and brake lights and speedometer and all this crap on it. I rode that thing. I think at 22 or 23 miles the first day I had it.
Yeah,
I just kept going around Wheeling Island, man. I was back and forth on Wheeling Island.
Yeah. My brother, he had the Huffy BMX. I had a 10-speed racing bike.
Nice.
And he'd want to race, and I would start like in first gear, get up to speed, and then switch gears. Yeah, I'm switching gears and I'm just blowing by him. And he's like, "That's not fair." And I'm not even pedaling as hard as him by that point,
Yeah, I think the BMX one probably would have done better in mud, but on the street he's got no shot.
I'm trying to picture Rich pedaling on a bike. I can't see it.
Okay, yeah. I don't know why.
I don't know why, but I just can't.
It's been a while, man. Ever since I got hit on by the drunk driver 6 years ago, I haven't been on my bike. It's just in the garage collecting dust. I guess I'm gonna have to sell it.
Yeah, somebody gave my younger brother. When he was around 8, gave him a 26-inch mountain bike. I rode that one all over the place too.
Yeah. Yeah, those are fun, man. That's what. Well, my wife's was like a 20 because she's only 5 foot tall. But I think mine's like a 26-inch Trek. It's pretty sweet, but yeah, I can't assume the position anymore and ride a bicycle. It's just free ruptured discs don't get along with that at all.
Yeah, just imagine you taking a bump.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. Well, that's why I had to give up. I used to ride dirt bikes too. I mean, I rode motocross when I was a kid, but dirt bikes, and I had a Yamaha Grizzly 4-wheeler. I had to get rid of all that stuff, man. It's just kind of sucks. Which is actually what got me back into guns. It's like I got to think of something that I used to enjoy that I can do again. And that's one of few. Bowling kind of out of the question.
Yeah, I was like, I used to play hockey when I was a kid.
Oh.
And with my daughter, for when she was playing youth basketball, my youngest, for her end of the year activity thing, they went roller skating.
Right.
I couldn't do it. It hurt my leg so bad. I was like, nope, this ain't happening. It's like,
well, sucks, but could always be worse. You know how that goes.
I felt like my leg was gonna break. I mean, it wasn't even my knee; it was my shin. I could feel it in the bone. It was like,
wow.
That wasn't happening.
Yeah.
Which sucks. I used to love skating.
Yeah.
It was the first time I had gone skating in I don't know how long.
20 years.
Probably around that, maybe a little less.
Yeah, I'm just throwing numbers out for you.
Yeah, you weren't far off. I just don't remember it exactly. But yeah. Yeah, I'm like skating on one leg, It doesn't work very well.
Yeah.
No, it does not.
And people don't understand. They think you pick your feet up when skating. No, it's not. You gotta slide your feet.
Right.
No, I didn't fall, Snob's wife. Stacy, I did not fall. I came close to it, but I didn't fall. It just hurt a lot. And I ended up helping this little girl get around the rink who didn't know how to ski. She was one of the other kids' siblings, and she held my hand when we went around the rink.
You better not say that. Sun Snob here might get all hot and bothered.
So she was 4 years old, man.
Oh, yeah,
he at least has standards.
That's even too young for me. Oh boy. Although, man, wait a minute. What rating is this, chat?
Try to keep it.
Would you like to know?
13.
Okay.
There have been episodes in the past that maybe borderlined on X, but we're not going there anymore.
I don't blame you. But yeah, I had some stories about a person I grew up with who used to be a friend until I saw what he was really like. So yeah, maybe in the after chat. Oh boy.
Yeah, Stacy, it's not that I forgot how to skate. It's not having the ability to skate. Which, when your leg feels like it's going to fall off trying to push off on your right foot, that, just doesn't work.
Oh, shoot. Guys, I'm going to have to mute myself for about 10 minutes here so I can give fluids to my sick kitty.
Okay. Is that what they're yelling about? Reminding you, hey, it's time for me to have my medicine.
Well, it's just sometimes we can do it earlier, but man, he was really giving us a hard time about eating dinner tonight. So I like to let him eat and go to the bathroom and all that stuff before we, put the needle in. Yeah. All right, buddies. I will be back shortly.
Okay. Man, Kingpin up there says he's an excellent skater. He should be in here telling us this.
He should.
Mm-hmm. And Snob should be in here telling us how Stacy can't skate worth anything, but he's not around either.
No, he's not.
Even though he's got a link.
But it's nice that he's not in here, so we don't have to hear him go on and on.
If Stacy can get in his email, she can steal his link until it's time for her show.
It's true. She could.
She said Snob can't skate.
Can't skate, he can't dance. What can he do?
I don't know. That's no excuse. He could do that later.
All right, that was worth unmuting for. My wife's not down here yet, so. But yeah, Snob, we know what he can do. He can tear up his wife's seats on the way back from a trip. But Night Strike, you were talking about Rich on a bike. To me, that's a lot easier to see than.
When I said bike, I meant bicycle, not motorcycle.
I got you. But yeah, I just can't imagine Snob on skates. That would be priceless. That'd be a great video.
I have a hard time, envisioning Snob in shorts, much less.
Like, that's kind of disturbing. You even thought that, dude.
That would scare somebody, wouldn't it?
He's been in shorts on video before.
I know. That's
because he always films his feet.
That is the joke.
Oh boy. All right, guys. I gotta pause again. I'll be back.
And surprisingly, he said they went to Branson yesterday, and he did not go on a quest for Lemonade again. You know the story about the Lemonade, right?
Oh yeah, he couldn't find it.
Yeah, it was right there when they first walked in.
Yeah. So were the pretzels.
And then the $80,000 pontoon boats. Man, that was crazy. $80,000 for a pontoon boat.
It must be one hell of a pontoon boat.
Oh, it had like leather couches and stuff on it. It was crazy.
Well, I mean, it would have to.
Yeah, but I still don't see $80,000 for it. So it doesn't even have a roof. I want windows and a roof if I'm paying $80,000 for something.
Right?
And Lord, buy a house for that. In certain areas, anyway. I doubt if California you earn buy a house for $80,000, at least not one that's worth having. But then California might not be able to get a pontoon boat for $80,000 either.
Probably not.
Yeah, it was funny yesterday. They were.
We got to behave now.
Yeah, I was just going to say it was funny yesterday when Snob was doing his live feed on their way back. Gary says about good thing asking if Seven was in the chat. No sooner did Gary say it than he showed up. And Gary only said it once. He didn't even have to say it 3 times. Yeah, the funny part was that all their kids were in the car too, which is why Gary asked if 7 was there.
Well, we were -1.
Oh, -1.
Yeah, she was at my mom's. She didn't care to go.
Anybody want a slightly annoying cat? She will not shut up. I'm gonna kill her.
I already have one down here, 5 kittens.
Oh, good
Don't
Lord.
kill kitty cats.
Which are getting ready to be barn cats here in a couple days.
I think she just ran upstairs and to annoy my wife now. Well, she's not annoying me. So, I guess we could talk about the actual one topic I had.
You actually have topics?
Yeah. Well, we were already talking about it.
Oh, were we?
Yeah.
Huh. Who knew?
Yeah. Who knew? Apparently you didn't.
No, but I'm not paying attention, so
Yeah. 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 This just proves trunk derangement syndrome is real. Florida woman stabs self, tells police, I can't read or speak right now. She was tired of living in Trump's country. A Florida woman who stabbed herself 3 times in the stomach with a kitchen knife reportedly told responding officers it was all because of President Trump. The Palmetto woman, whose name was redacted from a police report posted by the Smoking Gun, was found covered in blood standing outside her apartment on Sunday. This would have been last weekend. When police asked what was wrong, she reportedly lifted up her shirt to show 3 stab wounds. I'm tired of living in Trump's country. I'm tired of Trump being president, she reportedly told police. The report said the woman admitted to stabbing herself for those reasons. The unidentified woman was transported to Blake Medical Center where she was reportedly under a trauma alert. The police report notes the woman had a history of hurting herself and had been Baker Acted before. The Baker Act is a Florida Mental Health Act of 1971, which allows the involuntary institutionalization and examination of a person. Now, how much do you have to dislike Donald Trump to stab yourself 3 times in the gut?
At least it wasn't a gun.
A gun might have been better. I mean, knife wounds are nasty.
People with mental issues, they don't think the same way. Like, major, issues. So they don't think the same way. And, the common sense that we would normally have, they don't have. So.
Real common sense. Not the fake bullshit that they try and tout on TV to take away your rights.
Yeah. I mean, real mental issues. I mean, the serious ones, not like the minor OCD or phobia, the big mental issues. They don't think the same way.
Yeah, and this woman clearly has mental issues.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to stop and ask yourself, how was this woman on the streets? It's the article says that she has a history of this kind of behavior.
It's because of psych doctors. They put them in there. They keep them in there for a while, and then they get on medication, so they get better. And then when they get out, they take the medication for a little bit, and then they quit. And when they quit, they get worse again.
Yep.
So that's why they're always, constantly in and out. We had that a bunch on EMS because, the medication helps, but who's going to regulate that medication when they're out, when they quit taking it?
Yeah. My wife's aunt, she's schizophrenic, and she's been in and out of institutions. They can, thanks to, who was it, Clinton, they can only keep them incarcerated in these institutions for so long, and then they have to let them out.
Uh-oh.
Hey, Gary showed up. Hey, Gary.
What's up?
Gizzard.
What's up, Gary?
Hey, not a whole lot. I just wondering. Well, no, Seven's here. Okay. I was wondering if I had too much facial hair to be in this chat or not, but Seven's here.
Oh, that's rough, man. That's rough.
Well, I did, but I shaved mine off early.
I don't have a response to that.
I'll bet you Night Strike's already got 5 o'clock shadow by now.
I do. Funnily enough.
Did you just shave that before you came on that chat?
Yeah. Yes, I did.
That's kind of what I figured because it looked fresh.
It
Okay,
was fresh.
I have a question though.
Yeah, well, okay.
How long did that take you to shave it?
Hold on. Okay, it took me about a year to grow, and shave it off with the electric razor, 15 minutes.
That's
Now,
not
cutting off the rest of it, another 15 minutes.
And by electric razor, he means weed whacker.
No, I mean Rich's old lawnmower.
nice.
Never had an electric, so I don't know who you stole that from.
Well, his name was Rich White, so you know.
Wasn't mine.
Black Cat says less than his back tuck.
Black Cat would know.
I don't want to know who shaved his back.
Wait. You've had Black Cat shave your back before?
No.
Then how would he know?
I have no idea, but you know, he knows, apparently. At least he says he does.
And you just said he does.
I don't know. I'm not paying attention. Remember this?
No, you're the one that brought it up, so you had to have been paying attention.
I mentioned I was not paying attention before. Did you not?
But you paid attention to that part. You know, and you specifically were saying you weren't paying attention during the pre-show. Uh-huh. See?
You aren't going to win this one.
At some point, you had to have started paying attention. That's all there is to it. Anyway, Gary, did you hear?
He finally learned, just don't comment when you're losing.
Still not paying attention.
Paying attention to what?
Exactly.
Well, Gary, did you hear what we were talking about before you popped in?
No.
A woman in Florida stabbed herself 3 times over Trump derangement syndrome. She couldn't take the fact that Donald Trump was president, so she stabbed herself 3 times. And this woman has a history of mental issues.
Okay, stabbed where and with what?
She stabbed herself in the stomach 3 times with a kitchen knife.
She lived?
Yeah, the police showed up, asked her why she did. She said, because I can't stand to live in Donald Trump's country anymore.
Yeah, that's an argument against gun control. She could have been successful if she wouldn't have had to resort to a knife.
Yeah. She could have shot herself in the stomach 3 times and not been in as bad shape as if she
Good. If you shoot yourself 3 times, you're either a poor shot or you're shooting a damn small caliber, one or the other.
If she's shooting herself in the same spot where she stabbed herself.
I mean, once you shoot that first one, I think you'd either be screaming and hollering or you'd be on the floor.
Have you ever been stabbed?
I can't say that I have, no.
I have. That is not, trust me, that first stab wound, she should have been on the ground yelling and screaming. That is not a pleasant experience.
See, that's what I was thinking. After you did the first time, how in the world could she do it 2 more times after that?
Yeah, I mean, that's just, this woman was determined to hurt herself. knife wounds are known. If you've worked, well, Stacy, you've worked in the EMS. Would you say knife wounds that you've treated were worse than any gunshot wounds you may have treated?
Yeah, it depends on where it was, how big the knife was, whether they're serrated or, and what caliber the gun is. I mean, some calibers are a lot worse than any knife wound, especially if it was at close range. But so it just kind of varies. I've seen, one come in with a gunshot wound that really, I mean, hardly any damage, hardly any blood. I mean, it was just a little tiny hole. And I've seen other ones that, had, a lot of damage and, end up being fatalities. So it just varies on what exactly they used.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, the good thing this isn't the Dilly Gun Show. It probably would have just been banned.
True.
G-Web said the other night he doesn't care if dogs bark, but if you cough, you're done.
Yeah, last night when Snob was doing his live from the road, and I've been dealing with these allergies. So I get these really dry, itchy throat that makes me cough and stuff off and on throughout the day and night. So I was like trying really hard not to cough. I mean, I know I coughed a few times during the show, but I try really hard not to.
Yeah, sometimes you can't help it.
Yeah. Well, I was sicker than crap whenever he got married. And I had been dealing with a real bad cold, and I've been sick, and went to the wedding, and the coughing was really bad. And they were up there doing their vows and stuff, and I'm sitting there, taking the most shallow breaths I can. And kids over there laughing at me because I'm just trying so hard not to just start, doing these long, drawn out coughs because I didn't want to, ruin that part of the wedding. So, yeah, I was like taking as short a breaths as I could take and, not pass out.
Yeah, I could see that being a pain in the neck.
Yeah.
So, anybody have anything they want to talk about? Because that's basically what I had was that crazy woman in Florida. I really didn't want to talk about the suppressor thing again.
No one does.
And I didn't want to really talk about the Vox Adpocalypse thing. I'm sure you all know what that is by now.
No one wants to talk about that right now.
Unfortunately, the thing I was going to say is really not appropriate either. Again.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, we know that, knowing you.
Yeah, try.
This isn't along those lines. This was an accidental self-inflicted wound. The lady who stabbed herself just kind of reminded me of that. Well, first of all, does anybody know of any children in the chat right now? Because I can keep it reasonable easily, but there's just this one aspect that a kid wouldn't want to hear.
Let's see. Snob's wife is fairly young, so
yeah. No, she can handle it. No, she's in medicine, man. She'll be fine.
Well, we know RL at times can have the mentality of a child. So.
No. All right, I'm gonna give it a shot. If anybody thinks I'm getting out of line, just say stop.
Pretty bad when Night Strike's the youngest one here.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, before this night's over, I need to see your beardless face, man.
Just go over to Instagram, check Gizzard Gary's account. You'll find it.
Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
Can I get on any of those without having to join?
Yes.
All right, cool. So anyway, several years ago, my employee, we'll call him a helper. I had a lawn care and landscaping business, and we had to take a bunch of debris to the dump. And we used my landscaping trailer, which was like a 6x12.5, and we had, among other things, shovels, etc. But we also had 2 pitchforks mounted on there. And I leaned in to grab a bag of garbage to throw away. And as luck would have it, now it could have been worse. I guess depends on how you look at it. But I literally hit myself right in the groin and the femoral artery. And okay, if you're sensitive to blood, here's the part you want to cover for about 5 seconds. My pants were, the whole right leg got soaked with blood in like 3 seconds. I mean, it was like, and the dude who was with me, man, he started to get woozy. He's like, oh my God, I'm going to pass out. I'm like, dude, I need you to drive me to the hospital. He's like, I can't do it, man. I can't. I'm going to pass out. So I ended up, fortunately, at that time, I used to keep extra clothes in my truck because, doing lawn care and landscaping in 95, 100 degree weather, you want to change clothes a few times a day. But so I wrapped up a couple of new T-shirts that had just been laundered and literally wrapped them in a ball and then tucked it in as tight as I could down there. And I ended up driving myself home. And by that time, I was getting tired. And yeah, I could have made a really big mistake. Instead of going to the hospital, I went inside and took a nap. So obviously I didn't bleed out, but man, yeah, that was a combination of carelessness and ignorance. But yet I'm here.
Yeah, don't tell your wife.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure I told her about that one. But it is kind of weird. Some people say, dude, you're here for a reason. But I'm like, yeah, I don't know. So I've been hit head on twice. I got hit head on when I was a kid. Well, not a kid, when I was like 17, 18 by a school bus. It was in my lane. And then y'all know about the drunk driver on the highway 6 years ago. And when I was in Missouri, I got hit broadsided by a little car, and it rolled my truck about 3 times.
Okay, I'm going to give you some. I'm going to give you some advice right now.
Yeah,
don't go out of the house unless you're wearing 5 layers of bubble wrap and a suit of armor over that.
I know, right? It kind of seems like that.
Hey, Seven.
Oh well. Yes, sir. Hey, Giz.
Check your email.
All right, buddy. How you doing, Giz?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
Good, man. I heard you jump in when I was giving my cat the fluids.
Yeah, I just got home a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
I usually get home earlier than this, but I and the daughter was having fun today, so I just took my sweet time getting home.
There you go. Hey. Yours. I don't know who's doing what. Wow.
Is George building himself a new litter box?
He's trying to dig the china in that thing, I think.
No, it's the cleanest shaven night strike I've ever imagined. That's pretty impressive, dude. But 15 minutes, that was pretty quick. I'm impressed.
Get your own channel if you want to talk on here. That's right, he has one. Mute that cat. Mute that cat. Right, George?
We always hear it, but yeah, I got to say it. Night Strike, you look younger. I know people always tell me that too, but I like the beard. Kingpin, who you calling shortly? He says, I'll be in shortly.
It looks like if he went out in the sun for 15 minutes, he'd have a sunburned face.
Yeah, after a year with no exposure, yeah. You'll get it.
Well, he's had a beard pretty much full time since I've known him, with just a few exceptions. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I shaved it down when I went and met Such, and yeah, that's about the only time I shaved it down that far.
Yeah, I know what you mean, man. I've had pretty much a goatee and a mustache since I was like 18, and then when I had that court date a year ago for my I was trying to get my uninsured motorist out of my company. You can pay them for 20 years for uninsured, underinsured, but they want to give you a hard time about paying you. So I had a court date for that, and I had to shave, and man, I looked so weird. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't like my chin, apparently. I didn't know that until I shaved. I was like, oh man.
You're like, oh my gosh, who's this asshole in the mirror?
I know. I look like a dweeb. Oh, I'm skipping. That's not. I'm sorry, on to you. I totally. Tree just fell. But anyway, yeah, when I worked for the campus police department for a few years, actually, we could only have mustaches, so I was walking around looking like Sarge for a few years there.
Like Sarge?
Well, not that old.
What does looking like Sarge look like?
No, you know what I mean. Just I only had the mustache because that's all we were allowed to have.
I think he's trying to say that he either looked like a police officer or somebody who should have been in a 1980s porno flick.
There you go. That's pretty much it. But I wore mine a little longer on eyes, I had that. So technically I was more of the porno looking dude because I had it going down the side a little bit, where I think Sarge's is kind of more straight. Totally forgot about that. But yeah, ever since then, man, I've just,
What you should have done, Night Strike, is just shaved half that beard off, right down the middle.
Or, what would even be funnier? Yeah, just shave off the mustache and your chin and stuff, and then leave both cheeks covered. That would have been pretty wild.
Do the neck beard thing? Yeah.
No, I didn't mean like an Amish beard. I meant just the middle, and then leave the cheeks and all that other stuff.
So, in other words, you want to look like General Burnside.
I know a few guys out at work that do that look, but
is that right?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, you're not talking to yourself, RL. You're typing to yourself. So if you would have jumped in here with the link I sent you, then you could be talking to yourself.
Oh, we're supposed to be paying attention to you?
I guess we were.
Oh,
yes, I'm watching you, Black Cat.
Well, see, that's just as bad as my story.
At the age of 11, I could have drove the truck.
A log
kicked back into his leg.
My uncle taught me how to drive a truck. Yeah, I could have drove at 10, 11. Might not have been able to reach the pedals real well, so I'd have been sitting on the edge of the seat. But
he's not talking about a pickup truck, Gary.
I understand that. They ain't that difficult. I drove a grain truck with I think it had a 5-speed transmission with a dual rear axle on it. Says he's playing with himself, too.
Yeah. That's what he said.
Well, at least somebody will.
Local says, come for the conversation, stay for the facial hair.
I cut most of mine off. I just leave it short like this for the summer.
Yeah.
Well, I won't let Snob grow anything. I don't really dig facial hair, so he keeps it shaved.
Snob would probably look better with a goatee, technically.
He would.
I wouldn't know him if he had facial hair.
I couldn't imagine him with facial hair.
Has he ever had any?
Not since we've been together.
Wow.
I don't think he ever has, even before that.
You must be pretty serious about it.
My dad never did. I never saw him. Well, maybe longer sideburns in the 70s when it was popular to do that, but he never had mustache or beard.
Yeah, my dad had that Wolfman Jack beard. Of course, he owned a nightclub or two after he retired from being a cop.
Jason says, I can't grow a beard. I'm like Joe Dirt. Well, mine's patchy. I mean, I really shouldn't be growing one either because it's thin in places. It's got gaps. It's not a pretty beard by any means. But it's turning gray.
It looks good. It looks good on my my phone, Skiz. I mean, I don't watch you on the big screen, but
I'm just being self-critical.
Yeah.
Indeed you are.
That's good once in a while.
Well, my daughter says when I clean shave, she says you look creepy.
That was nice.
She said, don't cut all your facial hair off. You look creepy. At least leave some.
That's how I feel.
So
you
I
don't
don't.
look creepy, Night Strike.
What?
You don't look creepy at all, man.
So.
But are you gonna grow something back? Are you gonna redo the whole thing, or are you just gonna do a goatee for a while? What are you gonna do?
Probably a goatee for a while, and then I'll probably go back and just say, fuck it. I'm not shaving again.
Yeah. It's a lot easier than shaving it all the time. I get tired of that real quick.
I mean, keep in mind the last time Night Strike shaved, he said he wasn't going to shave again.
You got to do what you got to do, man.
One thing about Night Strike is, as fast as his grows, he doesn't have to wait long before he has a beard again. So,
yeah.
Me, it would take me 6 months probably to have any kind of full beard at all.
It really doesn't take me long. It's like with the Tulsa thing, okay? When I went to Tulsa, I had shaved my beard off completely in February, and it had grown back by the time we went to Tulsa.
Do you mean February this year?
No, of 18.
Okay. Yeah. That's exactly the last time I shaved mine. Mine grows fairly quick, but it's not nearly as dark as yours, Night Strike. So it's doesn't it's not as overwhelming as a solid blackish beard.
Well, mine's probably at least a quarter gray anymore. So.
Yeah. I don't have too much. I got a little bit like on my what do you call those jawbones around that area. I got a little bit of gray.
I wish it'd all go gray because the gray hair is actually thicker than the regular hair is.
My best friend's an attorney, and he tries about 2 or 3 times a year to grow a beard. And he used to live right next door, but they're both attorneys, so they moved up into the price range that I can't afford type house. So it's only about 20 minutes away, but I went up there. He's like, "Oh my gosh, is that since February?" I said, "Yeah." He says, "Man, it would take me like 2.5 years to get it that long, and even then, it's not going to be that thick." It was funny though. He liked to fluff his up, whereas I don't do that. I mean, I kind of, if I go out in public or anything, I kind of, use a little grooming stuff on there and keep it kind of flat on my cheeks area, and then just make the, the goatee parts long. But yeah, he used to like brush his so it would be fluffy. It was kind of cute. It's funny. Then you got Night Strike, who's so thick he has no choice. It just sticks out.
Thanks.
Well, I'm giving you a compliment. You grow a hell of a beard, man.
Although there's probably not a whole lot of effort to it. You wake up in the morning and you've got more beard. Not like he had to get up and say, "Grow, grow."
Nah, see, what he does is instead of putting cologne on, he puts Miracle Grow on.
The liquid type.
That's awful.
Funny. Oh no, Black Cat, who you talking about, man? Night Striker, you ain't from West Virginia, are you?
Yeah.
My grandfather's family is.
Ah, very interesting.
He's a McCoy.
Well, 3 of us are kind of like in that boat then. I was born in Wheeling, lived there for the first 3 years of my life, grew up in Ohio, and then my mom and dad got divorced when I was in kindergarten. So he lived in Wheeling Island, and we still live.
My grandfather's family were from West Virginia, and then before that, Virginia. They were colonists.
Oh yeah, all my folks came over here and went directly to New York. Not New York City mainly. They were mainly in like Albany area. And then my grandfather and his sister were the first ones that migrated down to Wheeling, West Virginia. Of course, you got to realize back in the 50s that was a pretty hopping place. It's not quite like it is now. I don't know what this means. Black Cat says it's not the facial hair, it's the windowless van that says free puppies, Gary.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, just watch out the G. What stay steer clear from tulips.
Don't say that on his channel.
Then he asks the question, how's a divorce and a tornado the same in West Virginia? Well, somebody's about to lose a trailer.
That's funny, man. Wheeling Island, well, they still do, but man, they had nice 3-story houses and stuff. It was actually a really cool place back when I was a kid, but man, it's become, it's not like Detroit or anything, but it's a little bit ghetto, and the house values have gone down dramatically.
Yeah, we used to go Wheeling to go over to Mountaineer Park. We drive over to Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Wow.
It's not that far from Pittsburgh.
No doubt. I don't know. Did you ever? Well, it's been a while since he had it open. My grandfather and my dad had a restaurant on the street level, and then my dad had a bar in the basement, and it's called Lou's Voodoo, and they had a 3-story waterfall in the back of the building, and all kind of cool stuff in there. It was different.
Yeah, my stepfather, he used to like betting on the pony, so we'd go over to Mountaineer Park every so often.
Yeah. I think I've only been there like once or twice. When my mother-in-law came over from Japan, my wife and I took her there just for something else to see. So what else are we talking about, brothers?
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm kind of so sick of Trump. I really don't want to talk about what he's been doing. It's just too frustrating and depressing.
You ain't the only one.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It is. It's really, if we can't count on, well, never mind. He wasn't a Republican anyway. He used to be a Democrat. So I guess we shouldn't have trusted him in the first place. But he says he carries a gun, and then supposedly his son likes guns. I don't know. His son needs to go slap a little sense into him, or he's not going to get reelected. You know what I think? I think he's never mind. I said I didn't want to talk about this, and here I go. But anyway, I think he's trying to give up little bits and pieces to the left, so maybe he'll have a chance of getting reelected. But what he doesn't understand is
they don't think like that.
Yeah,
giving stuff up to them will give them their way, but they won't think any better of you. They'll think the same, and
yeah. But at the same time, he's losing hardcore Pro 2A like people like us. Which, I mean, a lot of people don't like the term FUDs, but you know what I mean? The old guys who just have a shotgun and send $10 grand a year to NRA, they probably aren't going to care. They're going to say, well, I'm voting for the Republican, which, but then again, I mean, if it ends up being him against Nancy Pelosi, what the hell are we going to do? I mean, unless we can get a ginormous rally together on a third party, I mean, you have no choice. You either vote for Trump or you stay home and hope Nancy doesn't win. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, third party's not going to work on a presidential election until you get a grassroots local level third party build up. You're not gonna, it's not like Lincoln was the very first person to ever run under the Republican Party at any level. There were other members of the Republican Party that had took office in Congress and whatnot before Lincoln was ever elected president in that party. It's not an overnight sensation where you just go automatically, oh, we're going to vote for third party and everybody's going to jump on board. It's not going to work that way.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, it has to be a grassroots thing. It has to be an internet thing. And somehow, I think the biggest challenge of all is to get the mainstream media to give the third party candidate some coverage, which they usually don't do.
Yeah, I mean, you don't build a party from the top down. You got to build the party from the bottom up.
Right.
All these people yelling, vote third party for president. Why? So we can lose more rights?
Yeah. I don't know, man. We might have to have... That's just wrong. I was thinking, who's the most popular gun channel I can think of? In terms of subs, I don't know. I know Hickok has a ton, but a lot of people vote for him because, you know, they're not like us.
Demo Ranch would probably be up there too.
Who's that?
Demolition Ranch.
Oh yeah, well he's the one. I'm not subscribed to him. He's the one that
he doesn't like kids.
He likes to blow up. He's the one that likes to like shoot random stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you really call that a gun channel. It's more of just an entertainment.
I gotcha.
I know. We can run Carl and Ian.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that'll go over well because Carl's supposed to be a Satanist, so that might detract from.
Oh yeah, that could be an issue.
Yeah. I don't know if I call Hickok a gun channel either.
Yeah. I don't know, man. How many? I have no idea.
Let's see if we can wake up the gong.
Does Hickok have like hundreds of times more viewers than Yankee?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he? Wow.
Hickok's in the millions.
Seriously?
Oh yeah.
You know, it's funny because, all right, you know, so what if this is embarrassing? I've been through way worse with you guys. The first channel I ever found on YouTube for guns that I started watching was Yankees, and the second one was Hickok's. And I actually watched Hickok on and off for about a month until I realized, man, this is exactly the same video as last time. He tells you about the gun for a minute and then loads it up, and then he tries to shoot at his big backyard gongs and all that stuff, and he hits it and he laughs. And he loads it up again. He hits one up, and he hits a 2-liter.
Certainly is gong worthy.
Yeah.
Let's smoke some pot.
I felt like I saw the same video about 20 times. And then when I saw him try to shoot something, I can't remember if it was the SIG P238 or a little Beretta. I don't remember what it was. Man, he was horrible. He couldn't hit he was hitting the dirt, but he couldn't hit any of his targets. I was like, you suck.
Maybe we can get Steven Crowder to run.
Oh, that'd be cool.
He's not a gun channel, but he is sponsored by Walther.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's Pro 2A, but yeah, I'm with you. I mean, yeah, I think Crowder's pretty cool. I don't know. A lot of the young left would vote against him, but
if Vox gets their way, he'll have a lot of time on his hands.
Yeah. True.
That war between them right now.
Yeah. I actually like Crowder, though. I mean, he's pretty cool. I like when he goes on campuses and stuff. Now, the one thing that he kind of did that, I mean, annoyed me a little bit. One time he went on campus and had a bunch of like 222 and 223 AKs, or I'm sorry, ARs, and then he'd have like some 308s and some 3030s looking, traditional looking guns with wood stocks and all that. He's like, now which one of these do you suppose is more deadly? Everybody, of course, all these knuckleheads are pointing to the ARs.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is, he went a little too far over his. He goes, oh yeah, this thing will shoot like 30 rounds in 3 seconds. And I actually commented on it. I told him, I said, dude, don't tell them that, man. They already think stupid crap like that. Don't
Well,
make
that was the point. That was the point.
I know.
I mean, it's the point of the video. He was trying
funny.
to act like he was one of them.
Yeah. I mean, it was funny for us because we know the difference. But I'm just thinking, well, how many leftists are going to watch this and actually believe that crap? Oh, well. Any other ideas, guys? So if it comes down to a strong anti-gunner on the left versus Trump again in 2020, I mean, what options do we have?
That guy in New Hampshire who wears a boot on his head.
What's up, Rupan?
Yo.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm pretty good, just cleaning my C308.
Ooh, a C308, huh?
I took it out to 200 today. I checked the zero at 100 just to make sure.
At first, I thought you said you're cleaning your seat, and I was going to say, what would you do? Loan your car to Snob?
Okay, I had to chase the cat because she wouldn't shut up again. I come back, all I hear is something about a guy in New Hampshire wearing a boot on his head.
Yeah, what's that guy's name? He runs for president every presidential election.
I don't know. What is he a third party guy or what?
Yeah, he's a third party and he wants the government out of everything.
Oh, well, hey.
And he wears like a rubber boot on his head.
I've heard worse ideas. Oh, no, Kokesh? Is that who you're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
You wear the boot on his head?
I've not seen that myself, but.
Now we got to introduce him to the woman who stabbed herself over Trump.
Yeah. That was stupid. I don't know. I think that was a PR thing. I wonder how much she got paid to do that. Or else
no. This is a woman that has a history of mental issues.
Well, that explains it. I don't want to live in Trump's world anymore, so I'm going to stab myself 3 times in the belly and then call 911 so I can be on TV.
There it is.
What's that, Night Strike?
Just so they can be on TV.
Oh, yeah, that's probably it. What's up, Ozzy? See Ozzy out there. Buck's out there. Vanessa's out there. Kingpin's out there.
Yeah, Kingpin's out there. He should be in here, but yeah.
All right. Black Cat's probably about ready to go to bed.
Yeah, he said he was going to get a shower. Actually, he said he was grabbing a shower. How he grabs a shower, I don't know.
That'd be interesting.
Must be a Pennsylvania thing.
Must be.
I'm from Pennsylvania, so no.
My dad's in Pennsylvania right now, or I think he's on his way back.
Yeah, that was the nice thing about where I grew up. I mean, you could get to Pittsburgh in less than an hour.
Nice. The C308 was putting out about an 1.5 inch group at 100 again. So they're not cherry picking groups either.
What kind of optics do you have on it?
I will show you right now. I just lubed the hell out of it though, so.
That's fine.
Sounds like a personal thing.
Yeah, I gotta clean mine tomorrow too.
So the Nikon, I think it's the P308. It doesn't even say. So it's the 4-12.
Oh, that's one of those scary black guns.
I have to ask now: does the charging handle get in the way when you use the rifle? So does it get in the way of the charging handle? Then?
No, I mean not if the cover's not on there. If we move the cover up, you're golden. Here.
Because mine does. You know, my charging handle is hard to get up there because I got the ridiculous scope that Travis has on his
center point or counterpoint. counterpoint or
They
something.
make pills for that problem, Mike Strike. You can't get it out.
Oh,
So
charging
this
handle.
HK21 style charging handle just clears it.
No,
So
I've got the normal charging handle. So.
this Nikon, I wish I bought the more expensive one because this one is not great. I did shoot the Mini 14 today too, and the rear sight came loose.
Oh, hate when that happens.
But I don't know. I'm bidding on a bullpup stock that the John Connor stock, or no, who used it in Terminator 1? Who had the Mini 14 with the gross bullpup stock on it? Someone did.
I don't remember, man.
So I still got to do a little touching up right here.
That might have been in the future.
So I just got to touch this up a little bit with some. I had to cut this off because I screwed it up and weld a new semi-auto shelf on. But it works fine now. It works great. It's in the correct position. It's not melted or anything or screwed up. And I didn't have the backing area, so I used the rest of the drill bit that I was using to drill. So the stop is the drill bit.
It is what it is, man. As long as it works, right?
Oh, it works great, and you don't even see it when you put the lower on. It covers it all up. So I just need to do a little touch-up paint, though.
Right.
But I wanted to try to get this guy up to 700, or 600. I'm sorry. So we'll see. I don't like
Mini
it.
14. Go ahead.
Oh no, I just don't like the C308. Like, it's not a bad gun. I'm just not a fan.
Your Mini 14 rear sight coming loose reminded me of something else I have to do. I have my Ruger Mark IV 2245 light. I had to adjust the rear sight literally all the way up to get it close. And yeah, I don't know. Well, I had it so loose that the spring popped out. So I had to act like a little neurosurgeon and get that thing back in with tweezers and stuff, and finally got it aligned right. But yeah, it's way too loose. There's definitely got to be something wrong with it. I'm gonna have to send it back, I suppose.
That sucks. I might. What I might do is I might just get the tech site. Tech sites makes and it has adjustments like a GI site.
Right.
And not this screw in, screw out where everything just came loose.
Yeah.
I torqued it to 10 foot-pounds, and this screw is tiny. I mean, this is smaller than like scope rings, screws.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a 4 or something like.
Wow.
4 by whatever. So. I'm sure it works if like you got it from the factory and hasn't been like screwed with or loosened or toyed with. That it's probably fine.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'd have to mark it, figure out where it's supposed to go, and then clean it all off and then Loctite everything.
Right. Yeah, I don't know if I know Ruger offers several different heights of sights for front and rear. I don't know if they just mismatched them or what. I didn't really break out the magnifying glass to try to see the number on it. But.
Oh, for yours, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pistol, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but I do know that I shouldn't have had to, raise the rear sight all the way up to make it work because the front's not adjustable. So. Well, I don't mean work. You know what I mean? Make it close to bullseye.
Yeah. I had a problem with the tech sights. I put it on my 223 AK-74.
Uh-huh.
And I think it's just because maybe it's made for the 30 cal, but I had to like adjust the sights to the end of the world, like both of them, the front and the rear, to get on the paper at 100. It pissed me off.
I'll bet.
I want to take it off. I want to take it off and just go back to the original sight, whatever.
Yeah.
But maybe I'll save those for a 30 cal or some 7.62 39.
There you
go. My gun shop owner has a Mini 30 and he loves it. I've never heard those words before.
Really?
Yeah, Mini 30 is the best bolt action 7.62x39 made.
It's not a bolt action.
I know.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It finally sink in, right?
Yeah. A couple seconds.
See, that's another thing I forgot. My memory's horrible, man. My the place where I shoot, my indoor range, has a Colt vest pocket that somebody traded in. It's got like 3 dates on it. It was like a 1903, 1907, and 1910. I don't know why it has 3 dates on it, but he was asking $375, but he only had it for a couple of days. I mean, I don't know. That sounded like I should have bought it. Woo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doc has a question out there for us. I don't know the answer to it. Maybe one of you do. How accurate is the Ruger SR22 out of the box? His seems to be shooting high, he says. Anybody have any answers to that? Because I don't. I've never shot a Ruger SR22.
No, I haven't either, but I guess I gotta be honest. My Mark IV 2245 was not shooting where I wanted it to either. You know what's weird? My Ruger Charger. Oh my gosh, that thing is dead on. I mean, just dead on, and I love those iron sights. So I can't even bring myself to put any kind of optic on that thing. If anything, maybe a light. Because I don't know. I enjoy shooting iron sights, especially when they're that accurate. I didn't have to do anything to that.
I've never owned one. That's cool, Seven.
Yeah.
I've never owned that. I used to own a PK 380, but never the SR22. I was thinking about picking one up though for my kids.
Yeah. No, wait. Which one did I say? Did I say Charger?
Yeah, the Charger.
Yeah, the Charger actually is quite accurate as well. I did put a laser on that, but what I meant to say was the PC carbine. That's PC carbine in 9 is the one that I really like with the iron sights. That thing is amazing. Yeah, the carbine, I'm doing all kind of weird stuff with that just because, you know what I mean? It's like a shoot from the hip gun, so I put a laser on it. You know what I mean? It's kind of fun shooting off the hip and hitting my little steel. So that was kind of cool with the Charger, but.
Well, I guess none of us know the answer to that one, Buck. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Check on the YouTube.
Yeah, that doesn't really help, does it? I was gonna say I got a local teeny tiny little dealer who literally put up about a 12 by 15 storage building in his backyard and wired it, and that's where his shop is. He sells guns out of there. I mean, he's probably got, I don't know, he might have 100 guns, but he had an SR22 in there. I thought about buying, but my wife was with me, and she knew I just bought a couple of other things. So I was like, guess I can't buy it today.
My Henry Classic's pretty accurate. I know that much.
Oh yeah,
the classic Henry Classic 22. Man, that thing.
Yeah, I know. I love that thing. That's the one I use in most of my videos when I'm, when I did the videos showing my backyard shooting range and stuff like that. And I can't remember if the blind challenge. I think I used my GP 100.
Yeah.
Yeah, not too many people did that one. David Bowling started after the original blind challenge. He started shooting. He went to the range and shot. And obviously, in an indoor range, they're not gonna be real happy about seeing people wrap a blindfold around their head. So he just fired the target and shut his eyes. Well, I did the same thing. I was going to use this blindfold that I have, but it wouldn't fit over my safety glasses, and I just, I don't know. I got enough problems. I went ahead and did the same way David did. I just went back, whatever it was, 10 yards and fired the target and closed my eyes and, kept going.
Okay, now he wants to know if any of us know where he could buy, he said coke, but I'm assuming he needs choke tubes for a circuit touch. Google's your friend on that one. I couldn't give the answer to that one either. If it takes a choke, I'm sure there's places out there that sell them. I mean, I don't what type of choke does it take? I mean, there's different types. Where you got Berettas have their own thread. Remingtons have their own thread. Mossberg has their own thread. First thing you want to do is you want to find out what thread pattern it uses. Then you should just be able to use any major manufacturers as long as they have the same choke pattern, thread pattern on the choke. So find out what the thread pattern it uses. You know, whether it's using Mossberg, Remington, or Beretta. Those are your three main choke types that are out there. Find out which one to use, and then just look for one for 410 in that variety.
Hey, speaking of 410, some of you guys might have heard this question before, but I don't remember whose show it was on, but it's been within the last week or 10 days. I want to say it was and I just can't think of her name. Was it Tara? I don't know. It's a female truck driver. It was talking about a pistol for,
Smith?
For her truck.
Smith? Is that her name?
Yeah, that could be. That could have been. But I don't remember who mentioned it, but somebody mentioned like a Taurus Judge. And I think Gary told me that also, what is it, the Smith & Wesson makes a Governor that will also shoot
Smith & Wesson Governor. Yeah, the thing is, the Judge comes in different barrel lengths. The Governor is only a snub nose.
Like, okay. Yeah, so that's going to spray even more. But I mean, I was thinking about it this way. Okay, obviously, I'm not going to go out and try to target shoot at 25 yards with a 410 a tiny barrel. But as a bug gun, as a backup gun, as a quick, center console, whatever, something in your truck. If you're, you go to the store, you go to a restaurant, whatever, and you get in your truck and you're getting ready to go, and then some idiot comes up to you, knocking on your window and wants to rob you or whatever. Maybe he's got a gun. I don't know. I guess that's a different question, is it? Because a 410 might not go through a glass window very well. But I was kind of wondering if one of those might not be a good truck gun for, unexpected things at close range.
I always think the Smith is way too light.
Oh, really?
Like, I've held it and I've wanted to buy it, and I just hold it and I'm like, yeah, no, I don't. I like my wrist.
Yeah, right.
For a truck gun, for that, if you want to go with the Judge, they do have buckshot rounds. I hold like 3 rounds of double-aught buck in them.
Right. That sounds pretty decent.
Yeah, that might be something for that situation.
Yeah, I mean, just creative thinking, and don't tell my wife, trying to think of another way to get another gun with a good excuse.
Yeah, I was in the chat when she asked that question. So,
exactly.
I remember what the chat. I don't think I was on the panel, but I was in the YouTube chat when she asked that. But yeah, so I remember. I remember that what you're talking about. It's like, at the ranges she was talking about, a Judge, whether it was one of those buckshot rounds, it might be worth looking into.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I'd use it for anything else.
I wouldn't target shoot with it too much, but I mean, Yankee did several videos. He did at least like 3 or 4 videos.
Really?
I can't remember if it was the Judge or the Governor. Yeah, he was testing.
He
tested random ammo, and then later he tested specific ammo, if I remember.
Right.
Here's the thing with the 410 out of a Judge or a Governor. It doesn't recoil any more than what 45 Colt does.
Right.
It's not that heavy of a recoiling round, really.
Right. Well, the Judge is heavier than the Governor, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, see, I would probably go that way because, well, some of you already know, in addition to my 3 ruptured discs, I got fibromyalgia after I got hit by that drunk driver on the highway. So,
now what about getting the original Automag? My buddy just sold his Automag, it was the gun that the Judge is based after.
Oh, really? No,
they're expensive. The Automags are super expensive if you find them. Anything Automag is expensive.
Yeah, he said it was heavy as anything. He's like, "Oh, I got the 410 pistol." I was like, "Oh, you mean the Governor? Because the Governor's the only one on our pistol roster." And he's like, "No, it's the Automag." I was like, "What?" I was like, "Oh, you're talking about the original?"
If you want a heavy Judge, you get the Raging Judge Magnum. That thing shoots 454 Casull, 45 Long Colt,
nice,
45 ACP with moon clips, or 410.
It's
Wow.
not on our
Those
list.
things
What's
are
that one?
on our
Raging?
list.
that's like a
Raging?
5-pound revolver. That thing is heavy.
I think it's like you said Raging Judge?
The Raging Judge Magnum.
Hmm.
And it
Might
holds
be
6
worth looking
rounds.
into.
Instead of holding
Yeah.
5 like most judges do, it holds 6.
Yeah. Well, you guys have heard me and see me talk on chats about, I'm like not a polymer gun fan, and that's honestly that's the reason, because the lighter the gun, the more recoil and the more I hurt the day after I shoot it. So, I mean, honestly, the only polymer gun I have now is my Walther M2 LE, which I mean it's a nice gun, but if I go out and shoot like 20, 30, 40 rounds through it, it's not so bad. But if I shoot 100 rounds through it at the range, and the next day my right arm aches, my wrist aches, my shoulder aches, and that's just because of the fibromyalgia. Otherwise normally it wouldn't have been an issue, because I grew up wrestling and playing football and everything and riding motocross. So
Yeah.
I've been through more physically demanding things than shooting a 9mm. But anyway, yeah.
I got rid of my neck problem or whatever. That's the reason I got rid of the my 4.42. Just because I'd get through a couple rounds and I'd lose all feeling in my right hand. So I was like,
Oh,
I
no.
can't.
Yeah, it can't be good.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, how is that going to be for aiming in a high stress situation? So that's why I went to the Glock 40, went to the Glock 42, because I could fire multiple magazines with that without having things go south in my hand pain wise.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Like pretty much everything else I own is pretty much all metal except for the Taurus PT-22, which has its own story. That's the gun I've never been able to get a single mag through without a failure to fire. And
Yikes.
I'm firing. I tried like 4 or 5 different types of CCI, and the ones that did not fire, I took them out, put them in my left pocket, brought them home, shot them through my Ruger Mark IV. Every single one of them fired. So there's definitely something wrong with that PT-22. Unfortunately, I bought it when Taurus had the 1-year warranty. Hopefully, somebody said that they have, since they reverted back to the lifetime warranty, that they, I don't know what you call it, grandfathered in or included the ones that were on a 1-year warranty. Does anybody know about that?
No, I don't.
That would be nice if they did, because I've probably owned that thing for about a year. It's not so much that I'm a procrastinator. I just got a lot to do. I take care of a lot of kitties and 5,000 plants. And anyway.
I'm trying to research that question for Bucks to figure out what
I have a question for Kingpin. Why aren't you in here, bud? He might be getting ready to do another show or something. I don't know. What day is it? Is it Saturday?
No, it's Sunday.
Sunday.
And
Sunday. That's wouldn't be on, man. Come on. Get with the program.
All right. I won't be waking up early tomorrow either, because I'm going to be getting an invite from Night Strike. Night Range pretty soon. I mentioned his name, he dropped out.
Oh, he said he was ready to go, but he didn't actually say bye to us. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Thanks
I think he's
for leaving
depressed
us.
about shaving his beard. I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Yeah.
Now I'm looking at the manual for the circuit judge. It tells you that it has chokes, but doesn't tell you what choke pattern it uses. You'd think they would tell you.
Secret. They're probably trying to keep it a secret.
Wait a minute. What's a circuit judge? Somebody help me out here.
That's a Rossi. It's a shotgun size, basically version of the Taurus judge.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got a stock and everything on it.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. I was annoyed at first that they classified my Ruger Charger as a pistol. I'm like, this is not a pistol. But yeah, it's still fun. So it is what it is.
Yeah. This is crazy. You think it would tell you in the manual what chokes you could use with that?
You would think, right?
Hey, stop thinking, Rich.
Those damn Brazilians, I tell you.
I have an old, I don't know how old, I forget. I think it was from the 50s. Taurus 5-shot revolver. I was kind of scared to go shoot it, but actually that thing did pretty well. It's got like I think it's a 4-inch barrel. And it actually did, better than I expected. 38.
That's cool.
Yeah. I inherited that one from my dad. Of course,
Wow,
pretty much everything I inherited from my dad has been lost in boating accidents. So, it's not on the books. I pretty much lost it.
The sea was angry that day, my friends. Like that, what is it? A quote from Jason Alexander from Seinfeld. Did you see that episode? The sea was angry that day, my friends. Somebody put that in in the ATF asks you where all your guns are.
Right. That's a good one. I have to add that to my list. But my favorite George Costanza quote still has to be one day. Well, go figure. George and excuse me. George and what?
Oh, I was thinking out loud. Go. Sorry.
Oh, okay. No, geez, man, my brain is toast. I can't even think of his name. George and Lane. What's Julia Louis Dreyfus's name in there? Lane. Yeah, George, Lane, and main guy, Jerry. George, Lane, and Jerry are down in Jerry's apartment, and they're talking for 5 minutes or whatever, and then suddenly George says, "Man, I gotta go take a shower," and Jerry's like, "Didn't you just take a shower?" George is like, "Yeah, but it didn't take." I don't know. I thought that was hilarious. I guess because I've been there, man. When you're outside sweating for 8 or 10 or 12 hours and you take a 10-minute shower, 15 minutes later, you're like, God, I still stink. What the hell?
Good Lord, man. I'm even looking on Rossi's site, and Rossi doesn't sell the damn choke tubes.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
They have chamber plugs, I guess, to put in the cylinder for whatever damn reason you would do that, but they don't. That's in the choke section for the thing. That's crazy. They don't even sell the darn things. Yeah.
Okay, that's a good idea. That's probably a pretty cool safety feature. Somebody forgets it's in there and shoots, and then what? I'm not sure. Probably ain't gonna be pretty. The wife is back, and the wife has left.
Yeah, I know what you're looking for, Buck. I just can't find it anywhere. So even you would think Rossi would sell that. I mean, the replacement one of it, but they don't even have it. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah, that's weird.
7. I think my favorite Seinfeld is the shower head episode where the landlord lowers the water pressure of the whole building.
Yeah.
And they go to a black market elephant shower head and it blows creamer out of the shower at the end. For some reason, that was one of my favorite ones. Oh, the when he paints over the line on the highway.
Oh yeah, that was good.
Oh man,
they had some funny stuff, man. I mean, that show's obviously not for everybody, but they had some funny stuff. Well, it's just like Frasier, man. Frasier's not for everybody. I personally find it hilarious usually.
Yeah, it was alright. I mean, I like some of the episodes. My thing was
go ahead.
My thing was I like Seinfeld because it was just a show about a bunch of people being assholes, and I love that.
Yeah.
And that's why I kind of liked Always Sunny in the beginning for the same reason.
Which one?
Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah, I never watched that.
It's like Seinfeld, but with a bunch of people drinking that work at a bar. So it's even worse than Seinfeld because they're just a bunch of drunks.
Seinfeld mixed with Cheers.
Yeah. Danny DeVito liked it so much that he became a cast member.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, Buck. I can't find any place selling it.
That's crazy. I mean, I hate when that kind of thing happens. Well, you know, well, you guys, I think most of you know, we had a freak hailstorm here on May 13th. And both my vehicles got totaled, and I have a tent out back. It's one of those like $200 tents you get from Harbor Freight. Man, it's got to have like 30 or 40 holes on the side where the hail is coming from. But here's the crazy thing: Harbor Freight and the manufacturer do not sell replacement canopy. You have to buy the whole thing again with 150 pounds of metal pipes. I don't need all that, man. I just want a new cover. Oh well.
You might.
China doesn't know how to send you a new cover.
Yeah, right. We sell you a pipe too. You need a pipe. You should have no pipe. Maybe your pipe got damaged by hail. You got to have a new pipe.
Everybody who just left Shanghai, and he was like asking me, like, what do I think's bad about China while he was in Shanghai? I was like, yeah, I'm not texting you any of that, pal.
Right?
Like, I don't need you dead or disappear forever.
I'm sure I'm on the watch list, but my wife's Japanese, so I can just say, hey, I can do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like certain people can make ethnic slurs about their own folks, and that's okay. Well, I've been in the Japanese community over 30 years now, so I can, I figure I'm okay to make Asian jokes.
Uh-huh.
I love how Chinese people are made fun of by Japanese people, just like we do here.
Right? Yeah, Chinese. Well, honestly, Chinese and Koreans and Japanese don't have that great a relationship. They kind of all don't like each other much. And I dated them all, and trust me, Japan is the way to go.
Uh-huh.
Man, I don't know. Should I be saying this? Probably not. I dated a Chinese girl in college, and everything was cool until one day. I don't know what started it. I think we were like, I don't know, something weird, tickling each other, just something, just something goofy. And she's laughing, and we're getting along good, and I'm tickling her, and she started laughing hard, and then all of a sudden, she looks at me and spits right in my face, right like on my forehead between my eyes. Spits in my face. And she started laughing like that's the funniest thing she ever saw in her life. I'm like, okay, wait just a second here. And she's laughing. I could barely get her to stop laughing so I could explain it to her. I'm like, okay, that's, that might be cool in China. Yeah, that's really not too cool here in America.
Thanks. I was watching some comedy when I was in Japan.
Yeah.
And like it was a comedy duo, and they're like riding on this bus, and this Chinese dude gets on the bus. It was like he's wearing like an ancient Chinese getup, and he's got like a bird in a bird cage.
Right.
And he starts talking to another Chinese guy on like his cell phone, and he's screaming into the phone. Just thought it was like, well, they're just as ridiculous about like saying every Chinese person speaks Cantonese and screams it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought it was funny. I think of like my buddies who make fun of Chinese people, and I don't know. Just I thought it was like such a funny parallel to see.
Yeah. Man, I'll tell you, my scariest moment in Japan, I'd only been there about probably 2 months or so. And when I first got there, I rented a gaijin, like a foreigner apartment, and I had to walk to the laundromat. So I go to this laundromat, and there's this dude. I mean, he's wearing like his helmet from World War II and sitting there, and he's obviously drunk. And I walk in, and man, he woke up. His eyes got big. He looked at me and yelled, "Gaijin desu!" Oh, no. I'm sorry. I'm lying to you. He stood up and hit his chest just once and said, "Nihonjin desu," which means I am Japanese.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what to do, and I didn't have a lot of time to think it through. So I hit my chest and said, Watashimo, which means me too. And the dude was just drunk enough to where he thought that was hilarious. He was laughing. So it ended up working okay. But man, when he stood up and said, Nyonjin desu, I thought, oh shit, he's going to stab me. He's going to stab me for sure.
Should have hit him with the dirty American devil, that slang they have.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it actually.
No, I don't know. I'm sure it includes Gaijin, or American Gene, one or the other.
Oh, what is it? How do you say it? It's like a thing they used. It's not Gaijin, because Gaijin is foreigner.
Yeah, just foreigner. But yeah, it was funny, man. I thought, oh, here we go. I've been in Japan for like 2 months. I'm about to die. But yeah, it just threw him off. I didn't know what else to do. And I'm kind of, well, as you guys know, I like to laugh and I like to make people laugh. So I thumped my chest too and said, Watashimo, which means I also am Japanese. And that dude, he thought that was hilarious. So it worked out okay. I didn't get killed. Oh, boy. We've been all over the place tonight.
Yeah, well, we got another question out there from the audience. Vanessa wants to know, what secure storage do you folks use in your vehicles for handguns?
Wow. Well, unfortunately for you, Vanessa, I know that's a law now in Mass, but Connecticut rather. I'm sorry. But yeah, we don't have that in North Carolina, so yeah. I don't leave my guns in the car anyway, though, unless we're going to dinner or something, because it's probably the same in a lot of places. In North Carolina, if you are consuming an alcoholic beverage, you cannot concealed carry. So I have to leave my vehicle. Well, I choose to drink and leave my gun in the truck. That's about the only time I ever leave them though.
Yeah. Well, if I go to Maryland by law, I have to have it locked separate.
Oh yeah.
From the car. So we have, when I bought my Smith & Wesson M&P Shield, the 380 EZ, I got a free gun safe with it.
Nice.
So it's one of those ones where you use the key. It looks almost like the old roller skate key.
Jeez, man.
And yeah,
that's nice.
I don't remember what brand it is, but it's like a little green gun safe, and that goes in the trunk. It came with this heavy gauge steel cable that hooks into it, so you can secure it to one of the beams or what have you in your trunk.
Right.
So that's what I have.
That's pretty cool. How do you like that 380 EZ, by the way?
I like it. It shoots nice.
Yeah. Have you just for comparison's sake, because I'm used to my SIG 380s. Have you shot a P238 SIG P238?
No, I haven't shot one of those, but I have shot like the Ruger LCP. This thing is nice on recoil. It's not,
okay.
Like with the little pocket guns, they can be snappy. This thing is not snappy at all.
Yeah, well, that's cool. I used to think my Beretta Tomcat was easy to shoot until I got my first SIG P238, and it's like, geez, man, this thing is, it makes the Tomcat seem like it's a kicker.
Well, the one you have, that's like a little 1911, right?
Oh yeah, it's all metal. I got two. I got the exact same one the Patriot has, and then when I bought it, my wife was with me, so I couldn't even think about buying two. But they also had the let me see if I can get the name right. I think it's a Blackwoods. That's it, Blackwoods edition, which is also cool looking. It doesn't have the brushed slide, but it's got really nice dark grips on it, and they're wood. The gun's all steel, and man, the thing was like $200 cheaper than the brand new one. So this was like on a Saturday. I think I went back Monday and bought that. So I got a backup 238 in hopes that my wife would enjoy shooting it, but I still haven't even gotten her to shoot my 22. Closest I've come, I got her to shoot my mini crossbow for about 45 seconds. Okay. I'm like, don't you want to shoot it more? Nah, I shot enough.
Well. What about you, Gary? You use anything to lock any handguns in your car if you have to leave it in your car for me?
Yep, I got a little handgun safe that I keep under the passenger seat because I have to lock it up at work.
You got one of the ones that's like biometrics, or is it just a key lock?
Just a key lock. It's a cheapie. But I've had it for like 3 years now.
What about you, Jared?
I depends on where I'm going and what I'm doing, but if it's only like a minute or two, I'll use a trigger lock. But if it's longer than that, I'll throw it in the trunk in a little cable lock safe like you guys got.
All right.
But I usually don't store anything there.
What about you, Stacy? Did you hear what the question was?
No, I didn't hear what it was.
Okay, Vanessa wants to know what if any secure storage we use if we have to store a handgun in our car.
The only thing I have in mind right now, is pretty much locking it in my console. I have a key for my console so I can lock it, and that's pretty much what I do when I'm at work. Because there's usually multiple people in my car, sometimes for lunch or whatever, and it's a bad part of Tulsa, and so that's usually what I have in there. Is just it's locked in my console, and then my car is locked.
Okay,
that makes sense.
Yeah, and Buck has a question for you, Rupan. He wants to know if you ever tried the AR Stoner Complete uppers from Midway USA.
Not the complete uppers. I've used a couple of parts, a couple of AR build parts, and a upper receiver, a stripped upper with the side charging, and that worked great.
While we're on that subject, anybody else ever use any of their AR parts? I personally haven't. Well, I know, Gary, you don't have an AR, so what about you, Seven?
Okay, I have to admit I'm in that club too. I don't have an AR yet.
Okay.
I've thought about them, but yeah, I haven't bought one yet.
All right. You or Snob used them, Stace?
I don't know if he has or not. I'll have to ask him here in a second. But yeah, I'll ask him here in a second.
Okay. Anybody else out there has any questions? Fire away. No problem answering questions.
Stacy's best defense is just letting Snob drive the car over the weekend.
Yeah.
First 2 or 3 days, if somebody breaks in, I'm like, oh God.
That is very true.
This car smells funny. I'm sorry, Stacy. I just had to do it after that trip when Snob was blowing up your car all the way home.
Oh, trust me, it's true. So yeah, that would be a pretty good defense.
They opened that door and like, oh, there can't be anything good in here. Oh boy.
So somebody out there has a question right now. I'll ask you guys a question. If you could have one type of firearm from the American West, from say 1850 to the end of the 19th century, what would it be? It could be a handgun or a rifle or shotgun.
Wow.
We'll start with you, Gizzard. What would you take out of that period?
Shoot, I don't know. Lots of choices.
Yeah.
You mean just to have as a keepsake, or if I had to go back in time and shoot it, which one would I want?
Either or.
I don't know. If I had to be out there in the wild, wild west, I'd probably want something that had a little bit of range to it. So maybe a nice handy rifle or a carbine of some sort.
Any one in particular?
Nothing comes to mind right now. No.
Okay.
Do me next.
Well, you were next in line, so.
The Old West assault rifle. I'll take a 45 Colt Henry.
You take a Henry over a Winchester?
Well, I mean, I guess either one. Just as long as I get the,
Yeah.
What do they say? You load it on Sunday and shoot all week or something. I can't remember what.
Yeah, that was the Henry, but Winchester was the improved version. So.
Yeah, I guess just in my head, the Henry was the first. I'm not like a big Old West guy, but
Yeah.
it was either that or the Lamar, but the Lamar is not.
The Lamont revolver with the shotgun in the middle of it.
It's just the play. It's just the toy. Like I'd rather have the the repeating rifle, definitely.
Yeah. So what you're saying is something like the 1873 Winchester.
Yeah, something where you load, you can shoot fast. It's faster than lots of other stuff out there. I guess it's not concealable, but you can do a lot. You can do a lot with that one gun.
Okay. What about you, Seven?
Yeah, I would actually go with a lever action as well. I guess your best choices back then were probably Remington or Marlin. But yeah, one of those in a 357 or 44 Magnum would be great.
Well, they didn't have that cartridge back then.
Which one?
Either 357 or 44 didn't exist in the Old West.
Okay. Well, sorry, I'm not old enough to know that. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking with it.
It would have been a rimfire cartridge, right, or something?
No,
they had centerfire.
Yeah, but
the Henry was a rimfire, but the Winchesters were centerfire. And there were multiple calibers too. Like the 1873, that was a pistol, basically your pistol caliber carbine.
Oh yeah.
And then you would get other one. There was other ones that would like the 8. I'm going to screw this up. Trying to remember 1896. I remember, but it would be like 4570. They even chambered that one. That's the one that they did for the Russians for World War One. In 7.62 by 54R. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess as anal as I am, I'd have to do research on which one has the most available and affordable ammo.
They did.
I'd have to go for the Russian.
Yeah. But they did have Marlins back then. Remington didn't make a lever gun back then. Marlin did.
Really?
Marlin came out towards the end of the 1800s with their lever gun.
Right.
And they had theirs where it was just, it was the 1894 and it was available in different rifle calibers back then, including 30-30 and 40, I believe 45-70.
There you go. I'd probably do that in a 30-30 then, because I know you can still get them.
Mm-hmm. Stacy, any Wild West gun you would prefer to have?
I was told to say the Gatling gun.
That doesn't count. If we stated it had to be a pistol, a revolver. Well, there were some auto guns back then too, to be honest. But it had to be a pistol, a rifle, or a shotgun.
Well, I'm not good at really so well with shotguns or rifles, and I don't really know Old West guns. But some of those revolvers look pretty cool. Yeah. But other than that, like those little Derringer ones that the women carried, those are pretty cute and dainty.
Yeah, those are a pistol.
I could totally see, being back then and being in those little dress things that they wear and carrying one of them. That I could totally see myself doing that.
Yeah, those were a favor of gamblers too. Gamblers used to have what they would call a gambling kit, which would have their cards, some poker chips, and they would also carry some kind of weapon in them. A lot of them they would have a knife and a derringer.
Yeah.
So derringers were very popular, not just among women back then. So, and they came in various calibers, just like they do today.
Yeah, so I was over here cheating. I was like looking up Old West guns and, you know. Yeah.
That's all right, Stacy. I need to hook my wife up with you and the gun gals.
Totally.
I've been trying so hard to get her to shoot, and I still have not got her to shoot. I don't know if you missed that part. The only thing I've got her to shoot so far was my pistol crossbow. She did that for about a minute or so, and said, "Okay." I'm like, "Don't you want to shoot some more?" No.
Well, like I said, it took him a while to get me to, and I mean, from the very get-go, he's like, "You're getting your concealed carry," and I said, "No, I'm not. No, I'm not." And for 9-10 years, I didn't. It wasn't until I decided that I wanted to get it that I went and got it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. That's the female thing, man. It's like, you ain't gonna force a female. Well, most, put it this way, strong females, yeah, you're not gonna force them into anything. It's like,
no, but of course he's gonna think it was, all it was because of him and stuff.
Yeah.
Which I'll let him think that.
Gotta be her idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it would be my turn now. If I were going to pick one, it'd probably be a Winchester 1873 or an 1892. The 1892 was the improved version of the 1873. So probably be one of those two. Probably in 45. So.
Could we do like a 40-shot pepper box as a backup gun?
Yeah, I would do it.
Yeah, but I don't know how many of them would have been in use still.
Yeah. 40 shots, nice bug gun though. That's some serious bug right there. I don't care who you are. Buck says, "Don't teach her. She will take your guns from you, Seven." That's a good point.
Yeah, Snob has definitely learned that lesson.
That's all right. I can live with that.
No,
I would love for my wife to shoot and enjoy it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, buy her a Nambu pistol. Then she can have a part of her heritage as well as a gun.
Oh, you know what? My Cabela's has this little room where they have old antique guns and stuff, and they had a Japanese pistol. I don't remember the caliber, but it was sweet looking. But it was from 1944, so in all likelihood, it was used in the war. But
yeah, the Nambus were standard service pistol. The Japanese term.
Yeah.
They weren't very good though. They were not very good. Yeah, they had an anemic caliber and they didn't work very well.
It looked pretty cool, but here's the problem: it was $1,750.
Yeah, they're not cheap,
and it was not pristine by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, they're not cheap.
You could tell it had been in a few mud holes. It had some rust on it. I'm like, My wife's like, "You should get that." And for a second there, I was like, maybe I should. But then I came to my senses and said, wait a minute, for the same amount of money, I can buy another GP 100 and 357 and a Sig Legion.
Yeah. Get yourself 2 Performance Center Smith & Wessons for that price.
Right.
Yeah, but again, they're not cheap, and there aren't any more of them being made. So.
Yeah. Actually, I reconsidered, and I thought, well, if it's there, I'm gonna go buy it. And I went there, and it was gone. So I was like, well, it is what it is.
Yeah, they're hard to find ammo for too because they had those weird calibers.
Right.
They weren't your standard like 9mm or 32 ACP or something. But the Japanese had to be different. They had to have their own caliber. And again,
That's another thing I thought. I thought, man, I don't want to buy this gun if I can't shoot it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like I'm going to take it to the range every week, but at least I want to shoot it a couple times.
Yeah, and like I said, they weren't the best caliber. They were rather weak.
Yeah. That
Could
was a
always
good
try.
question, though. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, another one you could try might be the Arisaka. See if you can get her to shoot an Arisaka. That was the Japanese rifle.
Right.
You
Well,
know,
I mean,
try and somehow make it about her. You know, get it,
Yeah.
find like an Arisaka or something. Maybe she'd want to shoot that just because, again, that goes with her heritage. You know?
That makes sense. I was going to say, yeah, I've already got, enough soft shooting stuff. I've got a 1022, of course, and a Henry Lever Action Classic, and I wish I could get her to shoot that Henry.
Yeah, the Arisaka. The Arisaka, it's not a 22, but it's not a real hard recoiling round either.
Which one?
The Arisaka rifle.
Okay.
It's not a super hard recoiling rifle by any stretch.
I mean, can you still find them?
Yeah, you can still find it. It's not the ammunition for it. It's not the easiest one, but I think PPU makes it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, PPU makes a lot of the old calibers that were used in some of the old Milsurp rifles. I think they have the Arisaka.
Yeah, PPU makes a lot of stuff. I've got 303 British and my 755 Swiss are both PPU.
Obnoxious.
So they're about the only ones making the stuff too.
My other North Carolina brother, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing.
I didn't know you jumped in. Or did you just jump in?
I've been here for like half an hour, man.
No, probably just because I've been talking too much. Okay, now I get it.
Yeah, but if you're looking for an obscure round, chances are, if anybody's making it, it's going to be PPU.
Cool.
Their 7.62 by 25 worked great in my M57.
Yeah, I think all my World War II stuff is PPU. I think my 8mm Mauser's PPU. I'd have to open up the can and check, but I'm pretty sure it is.
Did you hear what the question we were answering was, Obnoxious?
No, I did not. I just came into you could get 2 performance centers for it.
Okay, if you could pick one Wild West gun, say from 1850 to the end of the 19th century, what would it be? It could be a rifle, pistol, or shotgun.
Are we talking black powder or cartridge?
Either, whichever one. It just has to be from that time period.
I'm probably gonna from the Wild West.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go with the bunt line. I'm probably gonna go with the wide earp gun.
All right. And most of us have gone with a lever action rifle. Yeah, I can see that too because it does have a decent length barrel on there.
Oh yeah, it's not like you can't shoot. It's not like you can't shoot shit with it. Yeah. But yeah, I think that would be a little piece have a peacemaker. I think that'd be nice to have.
Yeah, and some of those bunt lines you could also get that had the removable stock form on them too. Basically, it'd be like a little carbine.
I mean, I've got lever actions, so I don't have a bunt line though.
I think Stacy went with the most interesting one. She said the little Derringer.
Yeah, I could see that too. You only carry those if you're shifty, though. Only thieves and scoundrels carried concealed.
Well, they were popular among businessmen and stuff too. Yeah.
Well, like I said, thieves and scoundrels.
Well, I could say she's Snob's wife, but that's not fair because she married down. There's no doubt.
So what are you saying, Obnoxious?
Yeah, I mean, she said she would have it because she could carry it underneath her dress.
With the dresses they wore back then, you could carry just about anything.
Yeah, you probably could have 45 strapped to your leg and nobody would even know it.
Mm-hmm.
Have a Smith & Wesson number 3 strapped to your leg. By the way, that's my preferred revolver from the period because it's the fastest reloading.
She prefers a number 9.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, but all she gets is a number 3. What she prefers and what she gets are two different things.
Yeah, those Smith & Wesson break top revolvers were nice back then. You can reload one of those.
Clear over the last year or so. No offense, Snob, but is what it is.
Yeah, he walked out already. Oh no, never mind. He's back.
Pancakes is sending out links already. What's he trying to do? Quirk you? I wouldn't put up with that, brother.
Who, David?
David's not pancakes. Who's got a pancake for their other?
Oh, he said pancakes. Okay, I thought you said kingpin.
Man,
it's raining here. It's raining here, and I'm not used to that. So.
No. You need a hearing aid, is what you need. If you're hearing kingpin when somebody says pancakes,
I can see how you get confused because they have both the same hard sounds on them. They're just reversed.
Now, what about an Nagant revolver?
Clay, aka Local 223, brings up an interesting one, and it's also one of my favorite revolvers from that era. The 1858 Remington with the 45 long Colt conversion.
Oh yeah.
What about the Nagant revolver? That's 1895, right?
Other than the fact that they're garbage.
Well, hey, if you need to shoot through a horse's skull, you're all set.
Hey. Well, that's going to help with my horse hunting.
You ever pull the trigger on one of those old Nagants?
I did. I almost bought one for $150 the other day. I turned it down.
Yeah, those are not very good revolvers. There's much better revolvers. The only thing that the Nagant had was that in theory you could suppress it because of the gas sealing on it. Other than that, they are not very good.
Well, the gas seal gave you a couple extra 100 feet per second or whatever, so you could get through a horse's skull.
Wow. We get a lot more cows around here than horses.
Well, they were worried about cavalry.
Thicker than a horse skull? I don't know.
They were worried about cavalry.
I was not measured.
They were too cheap to buy anything bigger, though.
When you look at other things that are available at the time, and even today, the Nagant revolver really was not that good. It's an interesting concept in the theoretical about how it was put together in the engineering of it. But as far as a practical handgun, that they were not.
That's why I didn't buy it, because it felt terrible. Like, even just the lockup didn't feel right. And I was like, his house was dark and his feet smelled really bad. Like, right. I've worked in waste plants. I've worked in some really nasty places. This house was like, get me out of here right now. That's how bad this place smelled. And he put his feet up, and he had I could see giant holes in his socks. So I've been like,
I'm sorry to laugh, but
I know. I was like, and we had to do we have the online Massachusetts firearms transfer portal. So he kept screwing it up, and I was going to make him an offer on. He had a unique pistol in a bag. It was like a part in a bag, and he had a Nagant revolver, and I just couldn't make him an offer because his feet stunk so bad, and the house stunk so bad.
Can we go out on the porch and do it?
No, because it was in low income housing, and there's cameras everywhere.
In this dude's house with the stinky feet, he's got cameras?
No, the low income housing had cameras everywhere.
Oh, okay. Threw me off there for a second. Yeah,
I mean, I guess I could call him up, and he lives like an hour and a half away, but I don't know if I want to go
how
back
much
there.
you want for that gun?
Yeah, if you meet me at a gun shop.
With shoes on.
Apparently, my buddy who hooked me up with him called him up and told him that his feet stunk, and then he like got mad and hung up on him. So great.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
Guys selling guns out of low-income housing.
Hey, we did it on the trans. So we have the pistol roster, so we're good. And like the ATF guy asked me like the same thing. Like, did you do a bill of sale for any of this? I was like, hey pal, we got a pistol roster. I don't need to give you a bill of sale. We got universal background checks. Get out of my face. Like that. The state has an illegal list of all the transfers. The state does a background check, so it's not my problem as long as everything checks out.
What year was that Nagant made?
I don't know. Again, it was dark in his house.
Does that apply to antiques in your state?
Yes, it does. If
I mean,
you
dark
owned them before 1998, you can do whatever you want. But if you try to transfer them, they're got to be on the list.
I can't think of a better place to buy a gun than a dark, stinky place. That's.
Hey, we did the FA10. It's not mine, He passed the background check. I passed the background check. I got a high point. I bought a high point from him, which is a unicorn in this state. You can't find him.
Where are you? Aren't you in Indiana?
No, Massachusetts.
Oh man. Oh, never mind. You're up there with David. No, he's Maryland.
Yeah, he's in Maryland. Yeah, he's closer to me than he is to Rupan for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, David's only like 2 hours away from me.
Rupan, you didn't grow up there. You don't have that Massachusetts accent thing going on.
Yeah, sometimes it comes out a little bit. Sometimes it stays away. I went to Illinois in like 2004, and where we go? My brother was going to maybe it was 2003. My brother was going to Columbia College, Chicago, and like a bunch of people made fun of me. Like all of his friends made fun of me for like that whole
Seriously?
week. Yeah, so I kind of like dropped the accent. Not even like really meaning to.
Yeah.
So, do you drive a truck or a car?
Car.
Oh, car, buddy. Car keys. Got my freaking car keys.
All right,
Dude.
this is short but a true story. At Ohio State, I had to take. I still don't know why. I had to take a geography class, and my professor was from Boston, and he said this area, everything ended with This area is didn't matter what part of the world we're talking about. This area, this area. So I actually wrote on the essay. I was like, this area, AREAR.
Area?
Make it easier for him to read,
No, area?
Yeah, but don't a lot of Bostonites say area, right?
No, I never heard area. Area.
What? Area. Yeah, area with an R in it.
No, I never heard area. He must have been some old freak.
Really?
I've heard people from New York State say stuff like that. Like
area?
Yeah, have you ever watched American Chopper? The old man on there, he always had an to the end of things, like he had an idea or whatever.
Well, it depends. It depends what words they are. Like,
I guess.
I don't know. AH. Instead of an A, CAR, so AR becomes like an AH.
Oh yeah, I've heard that. Cars.
So that's usually wicked pisser, dude. It's freaking
we used
wicked
to go to
pisser.
the bar.
Yeah. Stopped by the Packy on the way home. Grabbed a 40 at the Packy. Actually, I forgot why it was called the Packy at G-Webs. I was like, oh, it's because it's a package store. I was like, duh, it says it right on, like the one I'm thinking of. Every time I think of the Packy, it says C&L package store right on the top of the building.
That's like when I picked up a guy down in Austin, and he told me, he says, let's stop by an ice house. And I looked at him and I said, say what? He said, let's stop by an ice house. I looked at him, what are you talking about? He said, a 7-Eleven. I said, I never ever heard of it called an ice house. He said, yeah, that's what we call them around here.
No, I never
An
heard
ice
of
house? Because
Ice
they
house,
sell
yeah.
ice? I mean, what's
The icy machine?
what's the
Is that what you
rationale
call it?
there?
I guess. I don't know. He
You know,
was like stunned that I didn't know what the hell he was talking about.
You know, where I grew up, there was one of those micro breweries that was called the Ice House.
Right? We have a skating rink down here called the Ice House. You know what's funny, though? When I moved from Ohio to North Carolina, and especially when we lived in Charleston, South Carolina for a year. I don't know if Knight's Strike's still here, but anyway, everybody called cheese crackers or peanut butter crackers, they called them nabs, N-A-B-S. And it took me the longest time to figure out. I thought they were saying nads. Let's grab a pack of nads. I'm like, huh? and when they said nabs, it really didn't make it that much better. I'm like,
Because
only one day I had to ask, well, what's a nab? A cheese cracker, a peanut butter cracker. I'm like, oh,
I think that's what Nabisco used to call them.
No, seriously?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Cool.
I thought that was just a Southern thing. I don't know, because in Ohio we call them cheese crackers or peanut butter crackers.
Yeah, right. Maybe you call them by whatever brand name they were. You know, let's go get some white peanut butter crackers.
You go to a diner down south. They say, "Do you want Coke or sweet tea?"
Oh, I know. It doesn't matter if it's Coke, Pepsi, RC. Yeah, everything was Coke.
What you want to drink, darling?
Oh, for me, one of them root beer Cokes.
I loved we had a guy who used to come out on the boat all the time. He used to bring Moxie with him.
Oh God, there's something I haven't heard in ages.
No, I don't even know that. What's Moxie?
It's you want to tell him, Gary? It's an old soda.
It's an old cola, kind of a cola drink. At one time, it actually outsold Coca-Cola. Believe it or not, look it up sometime.
What we call it is we call it tonic. My nana, it was all tonic. Yeah, go grab yourself a glass of tonic in the kitchen and sit down and take a seat in the parlor.
In the parlor? No, we had parlors. I remember parlors.
Yeah.
Back during the Great Depression, when they started running low on money, well, Coca-Cola decided to spend what money they had in advertising, and Moxie decided to invest theirs in sugar. Well, so people didn't hear about the product anymore. So that's what happened.
Yeah, sorry.
That's interesting. Yeah,
I read that in a book I have.
Yeah, I know Coke used to actually use coca beans in their cola.
Yeah,
I can't remember if that was before I think that's before I was born, but
yeah, that was way back.
Somebody said they were using it for a bitter taste. They're trying to get like
Gary can tell you what it was like drinking that.
Well, Coca-Cola originally was medicine.
That's why it's called tonic.
Well, baby.
That's why it's called tonic.
The Coca and Cola are two of the ingredients that were in the original Coca-Cola. Cola isn't what it is now. Cola was the cola bean, which is where the caffeine came from, and then the Coca was the coca.
Plus, they use sugar instead of freaking genetically modified corn syrup.
Originally, didn't have sugar in it. When he couldn't get it to sell as a medicine, the guy that invented it, that's when he started putting sugar and carbonization in it and started selling it as a soft drink to try and get people to buy it. Because he couldn't.
Makes our bodies new. But no, Moxie is a terrible. If you don't like Moxie and you take a swig, it's gonna have the worst aftertaste. It's like tar. But if you're used to it, you like it.
Is this still made?
Yeah, of course. They even have a new
Really?
flavor called citrus, and it's really good. The citrus ones.
No, anything citrus gives me heartburn. So
And the regular Moxie, it's just got a kick to it.
Huh.
If you're not used to it, it's gonna hit you, and you go, "Whoa!" But if you
Moxie.
like it, you like it.
But you guys are in Northeast, right? I mean, what about you, Rich? Can you find Moxie in PA? Oh no, you're in West Virginia now.
Yeah, I've never heard of it, so.
No, I haven't either.
It's orange. It's got like a guy, like an old soda jerk on it, smiling.
Wait a minute. It's cola, but it's orange. Oh, you mean like orange container?
It's an orange can, yeah.
Oh, okay. Very interesting. I did not know about this.
And now, if you want to get real Coke, you gotta get the Mexican stuff.
Oh yeah,
Well, it's still not real Coke, right?
No, the Mexican stuff's the original formula.
Yeah, they're using the original formula with sugar.
Yep.
Instead of like
comes in the glass
genetically
bottle.
modified corn syrup.
I mean, it's as close as not going to help, but I mean, I was watching I went down a YouTube rabbit hole.
I was watching videos on how to make
Rupan,
Coke.
I love you, buddy, but it sounded like you had the microphone in your mouth. Say that again, because we couldn't hear you.
Of course, it doesn't have the coca bean in it, but it's the original formula from when it became, what everybody knows as Coca-Cola.
Yeah,
It's Mexico. It might.
That's a good point, obnoxious one.
How about now, Claire?
Yeah. Much better, Rupan.
Yeah, I went down a YouTube rabbit hole for about an hour on people making their own Coca-Cola at home, making different.
Wow.
There's all sorts of videos of people showing you how to make the original syrup. All sorts of stuff. Yeah, different Formula X or whatever, some crap, X99 or something. I don't know. All different. People making. It's pretty neat. If you check it out, if you ever had the real fountain drinks, I guess they show you how to make the real stuff like they used to have. But I'll tell you what, just watching them make it, it's definitely not healthy.
No. Yeah, I had it when I was a kid. But
yeah, lots of sugar. Lots of sugar.
Bro, no, never mind. I'm getting political here. I'm going to go ahead and say it anyway, because if I save one life, it's worth it. I would rather eat sugar, drink sugar, than genetically modified corn syrup, because, sugar's not good for you, but genetically modified corn syrup will cause cancer, so.
I'll tell you right now, this guy.
I'm off. I'm done.
This guy made 2 liters of an old Coke recipe, and the syrup, just the syrup alone, not the recipe. He had like a bowl of sugar for 2 liters.
No wonder I had so much energy as a kid.
Snob said, I think Snob's lonely. He said he's hanging out over there in the closer, hang out by himself. Is he trying to make a hint at us or something?
I don't think I got my link from midnight yet, so
I have.
I'm good. You
I did too.
Well, hell with you guys then. Oh, never mind. There it is. I see it.
So not only do you need a hearing aid, you're also blind.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm so busy smoking and drinking and talking, I don't pay enough attention to my phone. Speaking of which, I'm gonna look at the text chat. Oh, Rob says almost 7 on this one. I have no idea what that was. Maybe that was the sugar over genetically modified corn syrup.
Maybe.
I'm not sure. Local retracted 3 messages.
Yeah.
Aussie's listening while he sews on leather holster. Buck likes lever action guns like a lot of us do. Wife said, hey, Zippy. What else we got?
Oh,
9mm's here.
yep.
She's here trying to, recruit folks to go to her husband's show.
No, she's just saying she's here. She's not telling anybody to go.
I'm just playing, Mia. I love you. You know that. Rob says hello, Snob's wife and everyone.
Yeah, she's over here because she knows this is the better show of the two.
Oh man,
even though I had to steal the link from my husband's email because I didn't get my own link.
I don't have your email. I told you this.
You gotta send him an email, babe. I mean,
Apparently, I'm going to have to.
Oh, geez, I can't. Never mind. I would retract that statement. I've already hit on enough snob women. Shouldn't be calling Snob's wife, babe.
I mean, it's fine. You can call me that. It's okay.
At least I have a sense of humor about all this, right? Well, Snob's wife knows me. She knows I'm just, I like to laugh and make people laugh. So,
just so you know, when we first started the chat, I banned the girls from coming in here.
Because of me?
Just saying.
Oh, come on, wife. You're killing me.
And you and the rest of the gun gals didn't have your show tonight?
No, I don't know what the deal was. I don't know.
I know she's been in here the whole time. So I'm like, wasn't she supposed to have her own show?
Now I'm sad. Snub's wife was the only supporter I had through that whole thing. Everybody else just likes to make fun of me.
It's so easy.
Apparently my dogs wanted to join the conversation too.
Yeah, I have to admit I set myself up. I didn't know what I was doing in my defense, but yeah, I definitely set myself up there.
You made it so easy.
If
there's a way to step in it on the internet, you done stepped in it.
Hey, but you gotta admit, man, Lexi Jade is not your average name. I mean, it's like, whoa, ho. That woke me right up. I was getting sleepy, and Lexi Jade. Whoa, ho, wait a minute.
You probably thought it was some Japanese name.
Yeah, right.
With your credit.
Good point, Rich. I'm going to add that to my repertoire in my defense.
I just thought it was a Japanese girl. But yeah,
I thought it was a Japanese girl. Yeah.
The problem is, girl.
The funny thing is, I don't know.
And the worst part is, everybody knew except you.
I know. I remember when I typed it, and I got like 10 or 20 freaking replies saying, "What are you doing, man? What the hell are you saying? That's his daughter." I'm like, whose daughter? What?
But I have to admit, that was probably the highlight of the chat.
That was pretty damn funny because they said everybody knew except for 7.
All right. I'm like, what happened? What did I do? And then you remember after that, I was like, all right, from now on, if there's any underage girls in there, somebody tell me.
Oh, Midnight out in the chat.
Right. I remember Midnight. Yeah, actually, Midnight's the one who said, I did warn you, but I didn't see the text chat time. I already said, man, Lexi Jade, that's like the sexiest name I've ever heard on YouTube.
Okay, guys, I'm going to jump out.
Yeah, Midnight's
right,
complaining. It's time to put her down. Midnight's out there complaining. We're taking his time. What the hell is coming?
All right.
Oh, there's Rich's fax machine is going off.
No, it's probably my wife. Yeah, we have to have the phone. We have to have the landline because she works in the healthcare profession. So they have to have a phone number that they can get a hold of.
It's probably Midnight telling you to shut it down.
No, I know what it is because color ID on the TV. Yeah.
Midnight says, "You're gonna shut this trash down so I can go live." All right, let's all go to Midnight's channel and we'll just keep it going. Only it doesn't have to be PG.
I don't know. Why don't you ask your mother when she comes pick you up?
All right. Adios, Felicia.
All right. Wife,
Tell that man Fred.
tell your daughter to go to bed.
Hashtag Porky Piggin. I ain't got no tagline. That's calf rope.
When you get off. What? Okay, well then isn't your mother going to be coming to pick you up?
Thanks, Rich.
Let me see if
I just want to say thank you, Rich. I appreciate the invite. I really do. Every time I get an invite from a new person, I'm like, I tell my wife, like, she doesn't know anything about this, but I say, man, I just got an invite from Rich White. She's like, great. Like, well, it's good for me, man. Oh well. All right, guys.
Yeah, awesome.
I'll see you over on Midnight's channel.
See you on Midnights.
All right. Later, guys.
Bye. Thanks, Rich. Thanks for having me. I'll see you over at Midnights. We still live? Yeah, we're still live. So.
I think he's still on the phone.
Yep. That's cool. So.
I hate to just leave while he's on the phone.
Yeah, I guess I can stay. I'm trying to find I got a Ruger Mini 14, and I'm starting to realize it used to be in like an Archangel stock or something because it's missing a bunch of things.
Nice.
Yeah, it's missing a rear sling swivel. It's missing the stainless trigger guard, not trigger guard, like the front magwell part. It's the upper hand guard's broken on the edge. It's like missing just like a little bit of material on the edge. The rear sight's loose. There's all these things tell me that this was either in a bullpup stock or it was in like an Archangel stock.
Well, guys, guy and girl, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. I'm half out here right now. I got to shut this down because Midnight's going to be going live. He's already pissed off at me for still going. So, you guys, before we go, you got anything you want to plug real quick for Ruka?
Yeah, I should have some new videos coming out in a little bit. When I just did a little bit of shooting 200, and hopefully I can take the C308 to 600. I'd like to do that next. I got a video from the Steyr AUG that I just haven't edited yet, so excited for some stuff coming. Thanks for having me, Rich. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Stacy, anything you want to plug?
Not much. Thanks for the conversation. I had fun.
All right. You're welcome anytime. If you have to steal the link from Snob, steal the link from Snob since he doesn't show up,
I'll go on his emails and send you mine.
Okay.
All right. See ya.
Yep. And we will catch y'all next week. Bye-bye.